Carol, and we have our first get together for May. But you're not going to want to miss this. This is actually a bonus live this month, and we're going to be working on some engraving. I'm going to give you this tip I came up with. I'm super excited about. It's for a maker, and then I'll talk about, I'm going to do mine on the maker, but I'm going to talk about doing it on an Explorer and what your options are. So let me get in the group. I know this is a different time. It's the afternoon, so you might be catching the replay and not the live, but I'm going to see who's here. I'm out of breath. Why am I out of breath? Oh my geez. Okay. Let me get on here. Oh. My computer's a little slow, but I like to do it on the computer. Oh, a couple of you ladies popping on. Hey, Jody and Karen. Hey, Carol. So this is a fun project. It's going to make for some gift ideas, and I'm going to put a little Christmas in here. Just because it all went together. So, and it might actually be a little longer live, but we'll see what we do. I'm going to be sharing my screen. Hey, Carla, how are you? Yes, Jody said, great to catch you live. Perfect. I know some may not, that may have before, but, you know, I do the evening ones, but when I did a poll, a lot of you just watched the replays anyway, but that's not the point. The point is, this works out better. I just, you know, I feel like I'm more refreshed in the day than I am in the evening, but either way, I hope this new schedule works. So, and if we have to change it, we have to change it, but for now we're going to go with it. So come with, you know, if you have questions as we're doing this, definitely stop me, let me know. Hey, Lisa. But let's talk about, so some of you were asking me for a supply list, and I have one. I just didn't want to release it till we did this. Like, I've already done a trial run and I've already done all of that, but sometimes you guys add little things that make me think of something different. So I just wanted to be sure that this was going to be as accurate with the live. Oh, no problem, Debbie. So what we're making, for those that maybe didn't see a post, is we're making the cutest little dog tag. And we're going to work on how to maybe darken this letter up. I've got some ideas, but I'm going to teach you how to engrave on something like this, which you can then take this technique and do it on anything else you want to, okay? And then I'll save Christmas because I have something for Christmas, and I'm super excited about. Oh, Carol said works great for me. Good. So this one, so let's talk about the dog tags. This is really thin galvanized metal, and I got these little dog tags off of Amazon, so I'm going to provide the link when we're ready, okay? So let's talk supplies. Dog tag, and it comes in a bag like this, and I kid you not, I think there's like 20 of them in here. I don't remember, but there's a lot of them. So you might find a bigger one. This one, I mean, I got it, but it's kind of small. This is more for a small dog. It's not really for a Zoe, but it'll work. Yes, Jody, I'm going to talk about how you're going to be able to do it on the air, because I did some research on that. The air is not made to do the Explorer or the engraving, but there's a trick. There's a blade, engraving blade that you can purchase off of Amazon, and then you just have to trick the system. So, hey, Julie. So yes, I will talk about that. Okay, so you've got your little bag. You're going to need your purple mat for this. So this is the strong mat. And that's what we're going to be using, because you do have to make sure that your piece is really secured down. My dog just went up my toe. I'm trying to keep her. I actually moved my garbage underneath my desk because I'm trying to teach my Zoe it's okay to be in the craft room and be calm. So she's at my feet. Oh, frozen. Hopefully it goes back. My screen's working, so it should be fine. Come out and come in, Jody, if that's it. My screen's still going. Okay, then you're going to need your engraving tip. All right, and I'm going to show you my engraving tip. So The engraving tool is number, let me come down here. The engraving tool is number 41. Okay, so this is the engraving tool, and this housing, this is like a universal housing. This is for the maker, and I can change this up. So I used it when I needed to do some scoring. It comes with scoring wheels. Hey Nettie. And so now I'm using it for the engraving, and that's what this is. Now, this is only for the maker. As mentioned, there is an off-brand on Amazon that has an engraving tool that fits in the Explore Air, and I'll give you on how you'll need to move on with that when you can do it with the Air. So everything would work, just at the end, you don't have an option on the Explore Air. You don't have an option on the Explore Air to pick engraving, so you have to pick cut for the machine to actually use the to move forward. Hey Jody. No worries. We just started. We're just talking supplies. Okay, so this is the obviously the key. All right, and then painter's tape. I like to use the blue kind to hold down your design. Now, I have seen where some people use like the sticky transfer tape, kind of use that as an adhesive, but I like my painter's tape. Everybody has painter's tape, so you don't have to buy the sticky unless you have it, but I'm just using what we have. Okay, so let's work on the tags, and then we'll get on to Christmas, because I'm excited about these. You're going to see how easy this all comes together. Like I said, once we learn a technique, you can just go with it. So, all right, let me move this to the side. I already have my maker Bluetooth into my system, so we're good with that. Let me go into, okay, so we're going to do new project. No, Elaine, I haven't. I have a supply list, but we're going through everything and then making sure that the supply list all matches, and then I'll release it later today. So I will have it. It wasn't like our Cricut night kind of thing, so I just wanted to make sure we were all on the same page. Okay, so I'm in new project. Now, I went under templates and I didn't see a template for a dog tag. And then I was like, okay, well, I'm going to make a template. But then it was kind of getting a little difficult. So what I found was if you go into images, and somebody can put this will be on the supply list, but it's a dog tag, and the number is M45ZFF8D4C. Okay, if I copy that right. Nope. What happened? All right, let's do dog tag. I know which one it was. It was this one. So what's that number? Ooh, that's way off. No, was it this one? Hold on. Let me look at my tag real quick. Yeah, it was that one. Yeah. It was that one. So I don't know where I wrote that number down. Okay, so this one, see, this is what I mean. Oh, grabbed your phone. No problem. Not in the hub yet, Jody. Not for this one. Not yet. Not yet. M47B19644. Okay. I don't know why I did that. Okay. We're going to add that to the canvas. All right. So, there is our little dog tag. So you can see that's what this is. All right. So that's where I got it. So we're going to do some, measuring. So this is the dog tag. All right. That matches the picture. And then I just measure, I think it was about, that was about an inch. And that was about 3/4 of an inch. So what I did is I moved my, hold on. I moved this right on the inch, and then you could see it's almost an inch. So I got to make it a little smaller. Okay. Let me double check, because I did have a size thing and I don't know what I wrote it. Thank you. Okay. So let me go back. Okay, let me go back. I don't want to confuse you. Okay, so I can get the right size. So let me make sure. Let me make sure what the size was, because I had played with it and I want to give you the right size. Okay, so sometimes, like I said, there's things that you can look at within Design Space to help you with your templates. Or you can simply make a box. You could have easily made a rectangle box that's going to be the size of your tag. But let me get in here so I can show you the one I did. I love the thing, it says my stuff now. Okay. Let's see what it was. Sorry, my grandson's here and didn't hear it. It's a dog tag. It's a dog tag. Okay. Okay, so let me go in here. All right, so the dog tag size I did, was 1.5 by 1.25. Let me just double check that that was the right one. Okay. Okay. Let me go back to home. Okay. So my tag, let's go back to my stuff. Yes. That was the one. Hold on. Okay. Okay. We're going to go back here. We're going to go back and we're going to make it 1.5 by 1.25. Oops, unlock it. 1.25. Okay, that's what I used before. Okay, so that gave me the width that I needed right here in the center. It looks kind of janky, but it worked. Okay? And we don't need this outline and we don't need that outline. All right, so we're going to delete those. Why does that not look like the right one? Hold on a second, ladies. Let me just double check one more thing. Does anybody have questions so far? I'm not going to move further. I never want to confuse you. Let me just double check. Okay, let me just check one more thing. I don't share my screen just because I don't want to confuse you. Oh, I found it. Okay. Thought that was the one. All right. See? All right. The new tag, this is the right tag. The right tag is M42FF8D4C. It'll be on the supply list. Okay? I knew there was something janky. All right, so let me get this one in here. Okay. Sorry, ladies. Okay, so this is the right one. I'm going to delete this one. All right, this is our right one. And I'm going to go up here and change it to 1.5 by 1.25. Okay, typo. There's always a typo. Always a typo. It's not 4.5, it was 4.2. Okay, is everybody with me so far? Sorry if that was a little confusing. But there's our tag. So that's our template. It's resized to 1.5 by 1.25. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we are going to add text. Because now we're going to engrave it. Oops, where did it go? Where did it go? I hate when it moves like that. Oh, for the love of God. Where did it go? There it goes. Okay, there's our text. So I'm going to change this. I'm going to put Zoe. All right. You can leave this text. The one that I liked was called Joyful Honey. So let me find that one. Joyful Honey. It was this one. So it's actually a Cricut font, so you don't have to download one. So I like that one. Okay. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to move this over. We're going to make this a little bigger so you guys can get up on here. You guys all good? Hey, Sherry. I'm going to change this color. I'm just going to change it to silver just because my tag is silver. I'm going to take the Zoe and I'm going to make it so it fits. Oops. So it fits in there. Not too small. But I hate when it does that. But just enough so there's room to engrave. Okay, is everybody with me so far? So see how I have like that? I think that's going to be good. You can make it a little smaller if you want. Just to make sure. Now, I'm going to line this up. Your job is intruding. I'm going to highlight both of them. I'm going to hit align and I'm going to hit center. Okay, so now the Zoe is in the center of our tag. All right. Okay. Then we're going to highlight both of these. We're going to hit attach and we're going to hit engrave right here. Okay. We're making dog tags, engraving. We're learning engraving. Okay, is everybody with me so far? So, just to backtrack, find your template. We gave you the number. It'll be on the supply list. Find your template on the supply list. Find the font that you want to use. Make it small so it fits into your tag. Highlight all of it. Hit attach. And then hit engrave for your piece. Okay, so that's where we are so far. So that's what we're making. All right. Now what you're going to do, this is where the hack, I don't like to use that word. So I'm going to not say it's a hack. It's a tip. And it's something that I thought of because I will tell you the problem is, okay, it's not going to engrave the tag. Okay, it's not going to cut out around the tag. All the tool is going to do is engrave on your piece, whatever piece it's going to be, all right? But what we run into when we do this is a very small piece, and this is a very big mat. So a lot of times, and there's other tricks out here, but I really like mine, where you place it on here, and then you're going to kind of like know exactly where you place this, and then know how to make it on the mat. But let me show you something super easy. Yes, you can engrave a lot of things. Yep. Okay, so let's go back into Design Space. Now what we're going to do, we're going to highlight the Zoe, just the Zoe, and we're going to hit duplicate. Okay, so now I have 2 Zoes. All right. This is where the fun goes on. So now we're going to hit make it. That's it, ladies. Our design is ready to go. All right. Got all of this on your screen. You've got 2 Zoes and you've got your tag. Now you're going to hit make it. All right. This is where the magic happens. So you're going to line this up. All right. So let me show you what we're doing. See how your screen has the little tag and it has the Zoe on there. All right. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you how we're going to line this up. All right. I didn't hit anything so far. Right now, I'm just on my screen. You guys just see my screen. All right. Now we'll get the mat. And these didn't have anything on them. They didn't have like any plastic or anything. Jody, nap time. Jesus. All right. Enjoy your nap time. All right. So there's they're both about the same as far as like what the sides look like. This one's like, I think the right side, because this is a perfectly flat side. And this one kind of feels like there's a little bubble. Okay. So what you're going to do is I take and line this up with the top line, and I'll show you where I get that. And then the middle, let me get my camera down so you guys can see what I'm seeing. Okay. So on your screen, you can see that it touches the top line, and then it, well, it doesn't touch. Here, hold on. Let me show it. Been a long day already. Okay, let's go back into Design Space really fast. Okay, let's move it into a better spot. You can highlight this, and you can move this. So let's move it right there. Okay, or here. Let's do it that way. I'm trying to see what's like the best spot. There we go. So we're finding placement. Okay. Got placement. So now let's go my screen. Do a lot of engraving, but you need to use the engraving tool to engrave. Yes. Okay. So now what I did is I put my circle right on the cross points right here. And this part is lined up. Can you guys see that? So find a spot on your mat that you can mark where you have this, okay? So that's where it is. On the 2, right there, lined up. Make sure it's straight. It's pretty sticky. And that should match up with that. All right. Now what you're going to do, this is where the trick happens. Hold on. Actually, let's do this first. Let's get some tape on here. You're listening as you're driving? Well, that's good. At least you're not watching. Okay. So, with the tape, what's important is it's not going to engrave over tape. So, just make sure your tape is not anywhere it's going to engrave. You guys with me so far? When you watch the replay and you do it step by step, you're going to see. And then when we do the Christmas tree, it's going to be like, or the Christmas one, you'll see. Okay, so that's our mat. This is where the trick comes in. Okay, so see how I have the 2 Zoes? And then I have my little template. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take your Zoe and you're going to line it up. So we're going to make it as big as possible. And we're taking our Zoe and we're lining it right up. So it's basically overlapping that other Zoe. So that's what you should have. You should have 2 Zoes on top of each other. Okay? This is where the trick happens. Now we're going to highlight our little tag with the Zoe. We're going to hit those 3 dots. We're going to say hide. So now all we have on the screen is the Zoe. Are you guys with me so far? So basically our template, don't move the Zoe. The tag was here in this area. We hit it. So now it's not going to cut or do anything, but I lined up my Zoe right on top of my Zoe. Okay? It's going to make a difference, and you'll see it on something else, and then it's going to click, all right? But that is usually the problem that everybody has, is lining up your piece. And this is a very small piece. So by tricking the system and thinking, okay, we just had a little tag, I'm on top of my tag, now I made the tag disappear, just hit the 3 dots, make it disappear. The only thing the machine is going to do right now is engrave the Zoe. All right? Okay, perfect. You guys are with me. All right, let's go back into Design Space. We're going to hit Continue. I was like, yes. I was trying to think of a way to do this. And for some reason, I started messing around with it and doing this, and it's worked. So I'm so excited. Okay, where are all materials? I think it's something metal. Okay, where's my metal? Oh, there it is. Okay, so this is the one you choose. It's anodized aluminum. That's kind of what the material is, and then you hit done. Okay, so now the machine tells us if you want it for more pressure, you can add more pressure. It's just going to make a deeper engraving, which I'm going to do that. There's no clamp, no tool in clamp 8, and we're basically replacing our fine blade with number 41 engraving tool. Okay, so let's go to the Cricut and let's get our tool on there. Okay. All right, so we're gonna load up our map. Now you want to make sure that your little wheels are not anywhere here. Just make sure that they're all the way to the side of your machine, because this is a bumpier area. All right. Then what you're going to do, you can load your machine. Now you're going to come here. You're going to hit this little latch. You're going to take out your blade. You're going to make sure that one's flush and lock that in. Okay. And while that's going to be engraving, so now we're going to hit, the light is on, we're going to hit the C. And then I'll talk about how to do it on the Explorer. But let's get this engraved. It goes really quick. Okay. Now it's blinking. I can see that it worked. So now I'm going to hit unload. All right, we're going to bring it over here. Look, wait, where am I? Right there. Look at that. Perfect centering on the piece. Come on. This is where you see like everybody doing the happy dance. I'm telling you. But look at that. It's perfectly in the middle. It's not to the side. It's not anywhere. It's perfectly aligned. And the reason that it's perfectly aligned is because we did that faux template on the mat. Oh no, you're fine, Cheryl. I'm going to show you how to do it with the Explorer. Oh my gosh. Now, we'll talk about how to make it darker and all that stuff. But isn't that cool? And you'll see the same thing. We're going to do a Christmas thing. All right. Now, Cheryl says the Explorer. So the difference with the Explorer is, again, there is a tool. It's an engraving tool. And you can find it on Amazon. And I will see if I can get it linked. Now, it has nothing to do with Cricut, because Cricut doesn't have the Explorer to engrave. Right? I love that, Carla. You know how many things you could do with this? Wait till you see the next thing. So let me show you. Let me back up. Okay. I'm going to hit done. So the difference, we're not going to cut, but the difference, let's say we had a maker, everything would stay the same. All right. I'm going to hit Explore. I'll just hit my Explorer, my Cricut Explorer family. Okay. So now you can see it's got these like little arrows because it says there's no engraving in an Explorer. So you would have to set yours as cut and cut. Okay, so your setting for an Explorer is cut. But when you come here, you're not going to have the ability to pick galvanized aluminum because it's not going to give it to you because you can't cut that. So just pick like a heavy cardstock. Pick some kind of material that, it's two different colors only because, let's just hit attach for all of them. And then this way they're all the same color and they'll be on the same mat and you can do the same trick. Okay. So you would do the same thing where you would move the Zoe. Ooh, hold on. Detached. Okay, let's get this. Is this all? Just do the same color for all of them. Okay, it's the same color. As long as it's on the same mat, you're fine. There we go. Okay, don't hit attached. Hit the same color so they're all on the same mat. Okay, so you would do the same thing with this. You would do the same hack, all right, with moving the Zoe over and then moving this to hide. Hit continue, and mine won't hook up because my Explorer's not on there, but your material would be like glitter cardstock or something like really of a heavy piece, that the heaviest thing that you could really do with the Explorer. I don't know if Explorer does like cardstock or something like that. Okay, so you would pick that, and then all you're doing then is taking your blade out and putting in that engrave tool that you can get off of Amazon. Okay, so you can still do it. You just have to trick the system to let you do it. Okay? Oh, you're so welcome, Carol. Okay, so is everybody okay so far? Because we have one more project we're going to do, and it's going to go through the same thing, but it's Christmas. It's Christmas. Hold on, my thing is going. Okay, so let me hit cancel here on my thing. If you guys have questions, let me know. Hit cancel. Okay. I'm going to do new project, replace. Okay. It is fun. If you, again, I think a lot of times we say, oh, I'm a beginner. But you know what? Sherry Wolf just got her Cricut, and she's new to our group. And you're going to find, just by walking through these steps, that even though it's engraving and you're like, oh, I'm not ready for engraving, and you may not be, but you'll see as you walk through the steps, it's just using a different blade to get you what what you're looking. Back to driving. All right, Patches, safe travels. Yeah, Carol said, I'm ready for the next project. Okay, good. All right, so let's get into this one. Is going to be I'm so excited about this one because I know you guys all love Christmas, and this is the time to do like gifts and just fun stuff. Okay, so we are engraving. You guys can see that. Actually, let me do it this way. We are engraving ornaments. Okay, and I'm going to show you how to do the gold and all of that. But these are ornaments. You get them off of Amazon. And again, I'll provide the link. These are 3-inch acrylic ornaments. They're acrylic. All right. If you buy it, just look up engraving tool. Cheryl, engraving tool. Oh, no need to be sorry, Pam. Yes, but I will definitely put the link in there. So these are ornaments because they have the holes in them. I did get these. These are 4 inches, but I don't really know. I mean, you can't really attach them unless you make your own hole, but these are 3 inches. Okay, so these are acrylic ornaments that we're going to engrave on. All right. So let me take the plastic. All of it has plastic on it. So I'm going to take the plastic off. Let me get my... Give you time to ask questions if you have questions. Okay. So there's like this plastic, you'll see it on here. It's like plastic coating. You're going to want to take that off. Don't scratch it. I'm using my tool, but I'm being real gentle. Okay. You're going to be left with like the clear piece. Okay. Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect for this. Okay. So now what we're going to do, all right, we have our, let's just double check. You guys know I like to do my measurements. Maria's not ready for Christmas yet. I know. But you know what? This was like, if we're going to do engraving, this is popular. So this actually says it's like a little larger than 3 1/4. Okay, so I'm just going to put it as 3 1/4 because that's 3 1/2. I'm going to put 3 1/4 as my size. So even though Amazon said 3 inches, always measure your pieces because chances are it could be off. Okay. All right. So we have 3 1/4. Let me take a drink of water because I'm kind of parched. So for this project, you're going to need your acrylic round. I did do painting on the back, so just pick your favorite paint color. It's just regular acrylic. I used Kelly Green. I do use a foam brush because I did use Rub and Buff on this. All right, so Rub and Buff or anything. These are from Deco Art. They're called Metallic Luster. Those would work too. So if you can't find the Rub and Buff, which you can on Amazon, you can use this as well. Okay, so that's really all you need. And then ribbon. All right, I used this like chiffon ribbon, but you can use jute, you can use buffalo check ribbon, you can use whatever you want. And again, this was more of just an example, but here's the fun thing I didn't show you guys if you didn't see it. This is personalized. So this says the Barron's family. I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay. Like, there's so many projects you can come up with. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Dark is sleeping so good. She's good during the day. She's not during... She can hear me talking to her. Okay, so let's get into design space. All right. So I told you. Acrylic ornament. I'm going to show you the saying that I used. I used Kelly Green paint, the ribbon, and then Rub and Buff, and a foam brush. Those were the tools that or the supply list. And like I said, I'll have this supply list. I'll have it in the hub with the picture and bonus live and all of that. So out of stock. BJ tried. Oh, did you do the engraving? Okay, so BJ, you have a maker? Because the only engraving tip you can get on the Cricut site is the maker one. But yes, always look for Amazon for your backup. Okay, let's get into Design Space. All right, let's start with what I always start with, our template. So I'm going to get a circle. I'm going to make the circle 3 1/4. Okay, because that was about what my measurements were. All right, now I'm going to make this white just because it's easier for design purposes. Oh, perfect, BJ. All right, and then the image that I found that I thought was super cute. Wait, let me see before I say it out loud. Let me see that I didn't screw up this one. What did I do? Hold on. What was I looking at? Oh, jeez, Maurice. Okay, let me find it before I confuse you. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, there's one there's like similar. Ugh, I'm sorry, ladies. I don't know why. Okay, hold on. I'll find it. Okay, I found one similar. So I'm just going to highlight that one. I even wrote it down so I wouldn't lose it. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, there's a couple of them on here. I think it was my favorite designer though, so hold on. Hold on. Oh, I'm so mad at myself right now. But it's early. Okay, I think it's her, but let me look at her. Sorry, ladies. You guys are like, what? You say a project and you can get the number. Oh, is it in there? Okay, let me look. Let me look. Oh, Lisa is so smart. But that is the number. Why didn't it, I did have the number right. Okay, thank you, Lisa. Ta-da. Okay, let's go into my stuff again. Let me go to Canvas. Hold on. Thank you. All right, let me get in here. Let me find it. I had the right number. So let's see. 4, 2, 8. It's not pulling it up. That's not pulling it up. Why isn't it pulling it up? Would it go okay? Shouldn't you keep going and keep us inspired to keep trying? Yeah, you just gotta keep trying. Okay, so here's the number. Let me just show you what I'm looking at. So this is the number. Oh, well, there it is. Okay. I don't know why I did this. Okay, so there is a charge for this one. So you can get one that's a lot cheaper. It comes with Cricut Access, but again, there's other ones in there. Yeah, case sensitive, so maybe I just didn't do something right. Okay, let's make this smaller. So this one was the one I used, and it is kind of pricey if you don't have Cricut access. So look around, you can use any of them. I mean, it really doesn't matter. And then we have this one, okay? So either one works, but I always try to do what I did as mock-up. So I'm gonna just delete that one, and we're just gonna work with this one. I could, Karen. I was just trying to start it from scratch. So, but yes, I could do that as well. Okay, so let's get our circle and move this. So now we have our design. Let's make it a little smaller, and we'll work on size in a minute. Okay, there's our circle. Now, this is customizable. Okay, so we're going to go ahead right here, and we are going to change from the Dawson family. All I did was highlight it. So I double clicked on it. All right. So if you come off of it, you can come to the design. That's the whole design. But if you just double click on the name, it'll highlight it. And then you can delete. Okay. And then I just put in Barron's. So that's how you would customize this. Okay, if it is an image that allows you to have it, like it has a name in there already, it does allow you to change that name and put your name. Okay, so we've got that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make it smaller so it fits in our circle. And then I'm going to show you how we're going to do our little trick. So try to make it definitely, you guys see that? Let me get it bigger. You guys can see that. Okay. So you kind of just want to make sure that it has enough room, that it's not going to be too small, but it's not going to be over the edge. Because you want to leave room. You're going to have to put some tape on here and all of that. Okay. So that's your image. That's your circle. All right. We're going to highlight both of them. And the reason you know it's highlighted is because all of this is shaded. You're going to come up to a line and you're going to hit center. So now your image is smack dab in the middle of your ornament. We're going to do our little trick. I'm not calling it a hack. A little trick for alignment. It's our alignment trick. So we're going to take the Mary and we're going to hit duplicate. Okay. Move that to the side. We're going to highlight the ornament and we're going to hit engrave. Oh, we got to change it to maker. Let me change it to maker. Otherwise, it doesn't give you the option to engrave. There's engrave. And then we're going to hit this one and we're going to hit engrave as well. Okay? So this is your little alignment design, and then this is your actual design that's aligned. You're going to hit make it. Oh, nope, go back. Sorry, Carol. Hold on. Okay. You know that you have to attach. Hit, oops. Move this to the side. We want this to look exactly like it looks on the mat. So with that being said, you have to hit attach. And that's what I mean about going to the mat and saying, oh, that doesn't look right. Then go back, just hit cancel, go back, and then do what you ladies know. You know that if you want to attach, if you want what's on your screen to be exactly what's on your mat, that's where the attach tool comes in. Okay, and we have done classes on that and all of that in the hub. Okay, so there's our image. We're going to hit make it. All right. Oh, shoot. Go back. Carol, hit attach for this one so it looks exactly the way. I'm over here talking. All right, do we got it? I know I don't like to confuse you ladies, so just make sure all your images are attached, attached, attached. You have your duplicate. If you go replay, you're going to be fine. Yes, Lisa, you do. Okay, so now get your screen as big as you can get it. All right. Take your one that's loose. You're going to line it right up. Oh, let's go back. Hold on. We're not lining up yet. Let's get our circle to where we need it. So there is a little, there's a little hole in here that's not in your circle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my circle and I'm going to line it up probably about there. Let's see. I'm talking to myself because I'm trying to see where I'm going to be able to line it up. Okay. So if I line it up where I'm on the number 1 up here and I'm on the number 1 over here. Okay. And what that means. So let's get our circle on our mat and then that'll make all sense. Okay. So there's your alignment. Move it somewhere so that you're going to be able to know where it goes. All right. And then let's get to our mat. And then that'll make sense. Okay, let's get our mat. So what I meant by that is I was on my number 1 here. Can you see the number 1? And I was on my number 1 here. So basically what I did is and I'm making sure my circle is straight. So it takes a little getting used to. But you're just trying to find where your spot is. Okay? So if you have to move it closer to you, move it closer. But see, it's on the number 1 and the number 1. And sometimes you have to move it just to make sure it's lined up. There we go. That's close enough. Shift it a little. Okay, there we go. So you're going to play with it, but just get it lined up, okay? And then, I mean, if you wanted to do multiples, okay, if you wanted to do more than 1, all you have to do, remember, is you can come up here and you can hit 2, 3, 4, 5. You just have to then move your circle. So let's say if we hit 2, then, I don't want to do that because then I'm going to have problems. Just showing you. But you basically would find your circle, line it up, and that's how you would line it up on your mat. All right? So now our mat is lined up. We're going to take some tape. That's why you want to leave some room on the top, just so that you're not engraving anything. Yes, absolutely. Wedding favors are perfect for these. Absolutely. And like I said, you can make multiple. You can tell the system to do Christmas gifts. Yep, that's why we're doing it. Yep. So I usually like to do all 4 sides if I can. If your design doesn't allow it and you want to just put 2, just do, I mean, this is a very sticky mat, but you have to make sure that you press down, even if you use like the brayer tool. We didn't do it on the dog tag, but you want to make sure that every piece of this acrylic circle is on here. Okay? So let's go back to design space. So now that we have the circle perfectly lined up, you're going to go and hit your Merry Christmas. Get your screen as large as you can. And then you're going to take your Merry Christmas. You're going to line it as best you can. See how it's blurry and then it gets really clear? Right there. It's as close as it's going to get. But you can kind of see where you're lining it up and you're just putting it on the same design. All right? Then you're going to hit the bigger circle. You're going to go up to the 3 dots and you're going to hit hide selected. All right? And then you're going to hit continue. All right. Then, do I not have? I'm going to hit browse on material. And it's this. The aluminum. We're going to hit that one and hit done. Tells me my engraving tool is in there. And I did more pressure, but you don't have to. Okay, but I like the little deeper look. All right. Now let's go to our machine. So our machine is blinking. Our machine has our engrave tool already in there. We're going to go ahead, make sure the wheels, that's another thing too. Be conscious, like lining things up right here, just because you don't want the wheel to go over. So it's always smart to kind of move your material just so that you're not on these rollers. So make sure you're underneath your tabs. You go under there. You're gonna wait for the machine to think a little, and then as long as you have your little Cricut blinking, you're good to go. All right, let's hit the engrave tool. We're doing it live. Oh, shoot. No. It was supposed to be acrylic. Ugh. Carol. See if it's going to work. It's working. Yeah, it's still working. It's still working. And we'll double check. Karen, I just went to the aluminum. We'll double check. There should be one for acrylic. But it's still working. So it's fine. Thank you for pointing that out. Could you engrave phone numbers on the back side of the dog tag? Yep. Yes, you can. 100%. That's a great idea. That's a great idea. On sale at, oh, Carlos says the engraving tool is on sale on HSN for $14. Carla just placed her order. Yes, you can. Just follow the same. Yep. Perfect. So, Karen pointed out I had the wrong material picked. My brain just went to aluminum, but there should be an acrylic, but it's working just fine. $13.98 on Amazon. Oh, no problem, Beth. The replay will be here. But we did two projects. We did this little dog tag. And then we're engraving this ornament. Anybody have any questions so far? Thank you, Lisa, for helping. While Jody's napping. Oh, no problem, Cheryl. And like I mentioned, I'll make sure, like I said, that number was wrong. So now that number was right. I don't know why it was not pulling up. And I'll make sure everything is listed on here. So she's laying by me. This one takes a little bit. It's at 80%, so that's still not bad. Still not bad. Oh, no problem, Patches. I'll be here for the replay too. So know that even though you don't catch the live, if you have questions as you're watching these videos, please leave a comment. The moderators are really great at answering them. Other members are great at answering them. I catch them as much as I can. So we're still here to help, even if you're watching the replay. Oh, no, Molly. Actually, this was a follower, Dana Wagner. She made this a long time ago for me. Can you do the acrylic rounds that sit in a light up? Yes, you can. You can, 100%. Okay, let me take this out. Okay, I'm going to show you what I see. But let's go back real quick. Hold on. Let's go back and let's see if there was other options. So this is the one. So the last time I did this, thank you, Karen, for pointing out, I actually did the acrylic thick 2mm. Usually when you buy your acrylic rounds, it tells you if it's 2mm or 1mm. So I just did the 2mm. I wasn't too worried about it. But those would be the pieces that I would pick for these acrylic rounds. But same thing, Beth, you would just pick that. Okay? That's funny, BJ. All right, so this is what I took off, okay? And I'm going to show you how we're going to clean that up. So see how it engraved it? All right, we're going to take it off the mat. Take the tape off. There you go, a little further so you guys can not get lost in my screen. I haven't decided yet, Elaine. I haven't. Days for myself work better just because this is my full-time job and I pretty much work all day long. And it's nice to have my evenings free, but I'm going to see what works. So I can't answer yes or no for sure. But there we go. All right. There's our, now I will say the alignment was a little better on this one. See how it was like a little off? So again, maybe I moved it or it moved while it was engraving. So again, it's going to happen, but I don't think this is not giftable. I think it looks perfectly fine. Now, all you're going to do is those little pieces of acrylic that came off. I usually just take some alcohol, and clean that off. Oh, thank you. Okay. And all that acrylic comes off. And then all you would do is you would paint the back. You could do those acrylic or dog tags is neat too. Just have a dog might be, yes, that's perfect. Okay, so let's get some green paint on here. You don't need a lot. That just adds like a splash of color, but you could do gold. You could do anything you want on there. So let's dry that up. I know, Elaine, I know. But it's kind of mixed. It really is. Because some the evenings don't work and some the days work. So we have like over 300 in here. But again, I'm trying something else. We'll see. Okay, so that's dry. Okay, see how fun that is? Just a little splash of color. And then if you want to make this pop, so if you take some rub and buff, all right, and just I put it on a little tube. A little goes a long way. Just hold it down. That's exactly what rub and buff is. You're rubbing it into your design. Okay. Curious how I lined it a little off, but it was definitely how I placed this down there. And then all you're going to do is you're going to rub it off. That's what rub and buff is. Okay. Usually a better, where's my rag? I had a rag here. Sometimes a little takes a little muscle. So the rub and buff, you got to really buff. I like that. I know the rub and buff is like a game changer. But it does take a little elbow grease to, or elbow, is that what it's called? To kind of like play with it and get it out. But, okay, that's what makes it pop. See how the different, you can see all the little trees. Now, if you prefer the smoother side instead of the rough side, then you would just reverse your design and just engrave on the back and your front would be smooth. So whatever works for you. But look how fun that is. Super fun. And then just put some ribbon. Like I did for this one, I just put the ribbon in it, but you can use any kind of ribbon. But look how fun that is. I just think it's a fun design. I just definitely put more paint on there, but the possibilities are endless. I mean, the stuff that you can do and engrave on it, how fun is that? And like I said, it starts you off with Christmas gifts. So you can get these acrylic rounds on Amazon, or like Carla, she's got acrylic keychains. So just again, my tip, you know, the aligning, just make sure however it's aligning that it really is what it is on your screen, because that will help with the alignment. If you use that trick of putting one on top of the other, that helps as well. But that is probably the most challenging with the engraving, is getting your picture to go where you want it. So, but look how small this one was, and that one just knocked it out of the park with the alignment. And I think the circle helped. So you could play with it. This would make great gifts. Cool. Yep, I love it. I do love it. I think it's a fun, like I said, you would think it's not beginner friendly, but it really is. It's just having a different blade that will give you the ability to engrave on there. So, yay, everybody's like, cool, they love it. And then all you're going to do for your machine is just go back to the machine, take your tool out. I always keep my fine point blade. That's the universal blade. And then you're done with that. And then in Design Space, to save your project, because sometimes I don't tell you that, I don't kind of finish it off for you, hit done. And then you could hit save and name it. So this could be Ornaments. And hit, I don't know how to spell, hit save. Okay? So that shows you how to close out your design, get your blade. And then I just, for the blades, since this is my universal housing tool, let me show you. So I just store my blades in here. Oh, you're so welcome. Push this out. My blades go down here. So this universal, there's like different scoring tools too. End of this school year gifts, that's awesome too. See, doesn't have to be Christmas. Could definitely be something else. And then I just store it in there. Yes, I said Cheryl and all you ladies, you're going to be the cool grandparents. Getting all the designs and the shirts and all that stuff. So, but I hope that these tips help you, even to give it a try. Like I said, try one project. I always say, like, don't put pressure on yourself. Like, do it for fun. So, you know, like this, like try it. Like try it before you're like, oh, I'm going to, you know, make it as Christmas gifts or something. Practice is key. So try that to give yourself, because you'll give yourself a little more grace when you don't feel the pressure that this is something you're going to actually gift. Because, like I mentioned, you know, that one was a little off. I would gift it still, but I know ourselves. We want it to be perfect. So practice, practice, practice. Yes, there is one that comes in the already in the housing tool as well. Yes. Yes. But But have fun. The possibilities are endless. Once you learn a technique, once you learn how to use a new tool, you can go have at it. You can check out Pinterest for inspiration and things like that. But it's super fun to do. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Everybody said, great idea. Good. So that is going to be all for today. I'm going to make sure that within 24 hours, we'll have the replay and the supply list in the hub. Ladies, if you are not using the hub, please use it. If you're having trouble getting into the hub, just email. Amanda helps me. She's amazing. She's always there answering emails, getting you ladies, up to date with things or, whatever you need help with. So please email customer service at Be Inspired with Carol, and we'll get you in the hub because that is where everything is just nicely organized. I'm so glad. Cheryl said, great class, great lesson. Oh, yes. Thank you, Karen. Perfect, Patches. Yes. Lisa brought a good point. If you get the engraving tip, make sure it comes with the housing or make sure you have the universal housing. Oh, you're so welcome, Carol. Yeah, I'm glad. All right, ladies, I'm going to hop off. I've got to clean up. I got some stuff I have to do. Thank you. Again, if you're watching the replay, leave your questions. We will definitely come and answer them. And just give it a try. I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. Jody, yes, go back to napping. All right, ladies, we'll see you soon. Bye.